Oh, let's see how long it takes people to get in here. I need my pen. I need my pen. There we go. Just waiting for people to jump in. It usually takes people a minute to jump in. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know who's in here. Whoever's in here, say hi. Hmm. We'll wait for more people to come in, then we're going to have a discussion. If I don't go blind. Hopefully, I don't go blind from my light. Wrong bag. Welcome, Savvy. Welcome. Welcome to everyone that has come in. Today's live is going to be a little different. So going to be different. We're going to be discussing a lot of things today. I'm literally going to be doing an open discussion. I want to have a discussion with everybody here. Okay. I will be answering questions, and I'm just going to say this now. If I don't get to your question, please drop the question in the comments for this live. I will answer all of them, regardless. Today's topic for the live, it's going to be about everything that's happened. Um, Savvy, if you can, or if you would like to, please start us off with a posting a prayer for everybody. I want to make sure everybody gets prayed for. Amen, Savvy. Amen. Hello, crazy trucker mom. All right. So, I'm hoping that we have some Democrat in the chat today. And Republicans, I mean, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Most everybody knows what's happened on the 10th of September. Oh no, crazy trucker mom. But the 10th of September was a hard day. It was a hard day for America. Uh, Carmen, look, if you want to sit in the aisle, go for it. Okay, I'm just going to get this out here right now. I don't lean either right or left. I am an independent. Oop, don't hit the table. I have conservative values, but I also have libertarian values. Now, the conservative values outweigh the libertarian values because I want smaller government, which most true libertarians want smaller government. I don't know why they consider them libertarians because conservatives also want smaller government. So when I say that the right is just as guilty as the left when it comes to political rhetoric out there, but the left screams it more. They have been demonizing the right and conservatives for so long now that it actually got somebody killed that was speaking up for free speech. And unfortunately, the left don't know what they've actually started. Okay. And this is why I say whether you're on the left or the right, any questions that you want answered, ask them. And if I don't get to them, drop them in the comment section for the video. I will answer them. But I say let's have a discussion on what in the actual hell is going on. Okay. Because this crap needs to stop. Okay, there's no room for all this political violence, this rhetoric going around. The left calling conservatives and everyone on the right Nazis, fascists, white supremacists. Like I said, it literally got somebody assassinated in front of his wife and kids and thousands of college kids. Okay. There's no need for it. There's really not. Okay. Now, obviously, I didn't know Charlie Kirk personally, but I've been watching his content for the past year and a half. Never once did I hear him say anything about him being racist, a fascist, a Nazi. It's all the left. They're screaming it. Okay. What's going on, Panzer? Now that information is coming out on who the shooter was, I'm not going to say that idiot's name because that's exactly what he is. I mean, he's got a tangled web of a whole bunch of people that may be involved. Don't know. We're going to let the FBI finish their investigation. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. Another thing I'm going to put out right now. If you watch this video after I've done the live, and if you're one of the idiots that are going around cheering that this man was assassinated in front of his wife and kids and thousands of college students, you are lower than pond scum, and I don't want you watching the video. Okay? I don't want you leaving a comment. If you leave a dirty comment because I am speaking my mind, then I will have it erased. But I mean, I don't know. If anybody's got any questions, I say bring the questions on. Let's have a discussion. I'm here for it. I mean, if nobody wants to ask any questions, then that's right, knee biter. Cheering anybody's death is wrong. Okay. I may not like President Obama, or as I call him, the divider in chief. But I respect the office of the presidency. I may not like President Biden, but I respect the office. He was a president. Do I wish anything bad upon them people? No. I'm sad that President Biden was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. I mean, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for his family. I may not like him personally, but of course, I didn't like Biden when he was a senator. So, him becoming president, I still didn't really like him, but he was still my president at the time. The whole 4 years that he was president, he was still my president as well. How do I feel about the lies and the insults going on? That rings down to the insults is part of the dang rhetoric that is being spewed out there against the right, against the left, against the conservatives. It needs to stop. People just need to sit down, talk it out. The lies, the same thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure at some point in time, people are going to be like, "Oh, he's just a talk about me," going, "Oh, he's just a white supremacist," you know. Um, he's as worse. He's as bad as Hitler. I mean, call me what you will. I don't really care. I know where I stand in life, but that's exactly how I feel about the lies and the rhetoric that is being thrown around and the insults. It just needs to stop. Um, that's that's exactly right, knee biter. It's no matter who's in the office, they deserve respect. I mean, I respected Obama for being president. I didn't have to like him, but I respected him. The whole 8 years he was president, I didn't like him, but he was still my president. Um, there is one topic I may tackle. I don't know if I will. So unless if I go to tackle it, I'll say something about it. But as of right now, I'm just gonna say there's one topic I may tackle that may get some people riled up. It's not a popular topic of what's going on. Uh, I do know some of the stuff coming out right now over the shooter of Charlie Kirk is him and his lover had a whole string of text messages that may have been set up to make it to where his lover wouldn't take the fall for something that he knew about. I've kind of seen that movie. I've seen that show before. It's called Breaking Bad. We'll find out more details when the FBI gets done with their investigation. Um, and anybody that says anything about Charlie Kirk, okay, when it comes down to it, I have to respect the man. He was so big on his faith. I mean, okay, I haven't been to an actual church to actually sit down and pray in so long. Okay. I left the church a long time ago. Um, but for me, okay, I'm a pagan, and even I was watching Charlie Kirk. I was watching his shows, watching his debates. There is there wasn't a bad thing I could actually say about him. I've kind of been in a weird state of denial because even as a pagan, it hit me hard because he's a human being. He had no reason to die like he did. You know, the left thinks they did something wonderful. They think, oh, we silenced him. We silenced him. Uh, yes, 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 Panzer. No need to shoot somebody for free speech. But what the left don't realize, they may have silenced the man. They may have silenced his voice. But upon doing so, the silent majority is not going to be silent anymore. Exactly, exactly, Kneebiter. He may have been a Christian, but he did not judge anybody for following a different path. I mean, I watched one of his debates one day. He was literally sitting there talking to somebody who proclaimed to be a Satanist. But you know what? Charlie Kirk still showed him love. I mean, the guy deserves it. He had the nerve to get up and stand in front of Charlie Kirk and debate him on his faith. I respected that. Uh, but I know silencing the man himself made so many people stand up, and the silent majority is not being silent anymore. As we can see what's happening right now. Okay, you got all these crotch goblins. Yes, I'm going to call them crotch goblins. that are making videos talking about they're glad Charlie Kirk is dead. They're glad Charlie Kirk is dead. Well, the conservatives, we're not doing cancel culture on them. We're doing consequence culture. Okay. There are some people out there that are finding these people, finding where they work, sending the video to their employer. They are getting fired. Uh, exactly, Panzer. There's a lot of people getting fired over the BS that they're wanting to put out there. Jimmy Kimmel just got fired. Um, I mean, there was a 911 operator in Nashville, Tennessee. She was fired. There was somebody that worked for Microsoft. They got fired. So many people getting fired right now. And consequence culture, it's not going to go away yet anytime soon. Okay. Matter of fact, I was just watching a video before I came on here. If anybody's interested, go to Benny Johnson's YouTube page. Great guy. Great guy. He's always putting out information on what's going on. Yes, teachers as well, Panzer. Teachers as well. Teachers, professors, Secret Service agents. There were a couple of Secret Service agents that are being dealt with right now because they put out videos doing the same thing. They think it's funny. Well, there's nothing funny about somebody getting shot in the neck and having their off switch hit immediately. And that is one thing I can honestly say that I am thankful for. He did not suffer. I do need to make that a t-shirt, Panzer. Consequence culture. Um, exactly, Carmen. The gates they weren't opened up, they were kicked open. Actually, they weren't even kicked open. Somebody jumped in a car and rammed through the gate. The gates have been torn down, okay? And the only thing I can say to the actual true Democrats, message for the true Democrats out there, you know who you are. Distance yourself from the far radical left. That's all I can say. Because it's going to get ugly before it gets better. Because the Democratic Party is not the Kennedy Democrats from the 60s. Exactly, crazy trucker mom. They have a woke up mama bear. I mean, Erica Kirk said it best in a statement that she put out on Charlie Kirk's YouTube page, her husband's YouTube page, where you could always catch you could always catch the Charlie Kirk show. I mean, I watched it. You know, I had been watching it for a year and a half, 2 years. You know, but she got on there not long after her husband was assassinated, telling the left, "You don't know what you have done." No, no, they don't. They don't know. But then again, how do you reason with somebody that wants conservatives and the right dead. That's all they want. Exactly, Panzer. It should never supersede morality. And I did watch a video a couple of days ago. Lady was sitting there talking about, she goes, somebody died. And her two little kids couldn't have been more than 7 years old. The first answer that came out of their mouth, Donald Trump. Then I mean, come on now. If you're raising your kids and they're only 7 and they're already saying that they want Donald Trump to die, that just goes to show you the hatred that the left has for us. Awesome. Awesome. 59,000 more high schools signed up. I say there should be a turning point chapter in every high school, every college. Um, just because. I mean, it's they were doing a good job. They really were. Um, exactly, Kneebiter. All you can do is shake your head watching that video. It's like, what? I mean, who teaches their kids that the president of the United States needs to die? But for that matter, anybody. And it turns out that, okay, nobody died when that video had been made. She was talking about Taylor Swift. She was talking about Taylor Swift getting married. But the kids automatically, Donald Trump died? I mean, come on now. If you're raising children and that's the first thing that they say, you've got problems. Literally, you've got problems because that should not be the first thing any child says. Um, exactly, Panzer. When kids know that killing is wrong and adults haven't figured that crap out yet, when did the kids become the adults? I mean, I get it. I joke around a lot. At Kneebiter, you've seen this one all too well. That I joke around a lot. I may be getting older, but it doesn't mean I have to grow up. I mean, come on now. Mr. Gray Day made that one post, and my brain immediately turned 15 years old again. Um, just because. I mean, I had to. Uh, but I mean, when kids know it's wrong, and then you got some teachers in Canada. They wanted to show basically on repeat, showing the kids the full video of Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. Get me a wood chipper, throw them in feet first, with it turned on low, because you don't show little kids that at all. Okay, all right, Panzer, here we go. Shall we all start singing the song from South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut? Blame Canada, blame Canada. I mean, Canada's got their own issues, but I do welcome my Canadian brothers and sisters from Western Canada, if they leave Canada and if they want to become part of the United States, I'll welcome that. Because at least then I won't need a passport to go into that part of Canada, right? I can just drive right across the border and be like, I'm still in America. Um, but I mean, I don't understand why can't people just sit down, talk out everything that's going on. I don't understand it. I've tried to stay away from politics as much as possible on this channel because I know politics is a real hot debate for a lot of people. Oh, you don't like Democrats, or you don't like the left, you don't like the right. Actually, I think both the left and the right are stupid. Um, well, Panzer, here's the deal, and we've seen it with Charlie Kirk. When they can't win in an argument against you, their next option is to kill you. Okay. Thank you, Savvy. Thank you. Trust me, it feels like I want to throw up right now. Um, okay. And for me, it's more of a, I don't care if you're white, black, uh, Hispanic, Indian, uh, alien from Saturn, alien from Uranus. I don't care. Sit down, let's have a discussion. Because the world is getting screwed up. Okay. Like Tom McDonald said in this last song that he just made for Charlie Kirk, this is not the America our parents loved. Okay. Um, this is a whole different America where it's, you gotta be careful. You gotta walk on eggshells. Okay. And yes, I'm gonna call out the judge in North Carolina. That poor refugee from Ukraine, if that judge had done their job, she would still be alive. She would still be alive. That maniac was let go 14 times. Yeah, and I'm so sorry about that, Panzer. I mean, as we were growing up, it was not a war zone. It literally wasn't. I will be the first to say it turned into a war zone when Obama got elected. That's right, Carmen. A judge that didn't even have a law degree. But she let him, he, it, whatever, let them go 14 times. And I'm not one, I joke around about a lot, talking about get the wood chipper, throw them in feet first. Okay, I joke around about that a lot. But for this guy, I say the best thing for this guy to make sure there is justice, he gets executed. I say do it in public, hang them in public, but don't do a normal hanging where they're on a scaffolding and it just opens up and they drop down. No, no. Put the rope around his neck, lift him up off the air, tie the rope off, let him let him hang there until he dies. Okay. Same thing for the guy in Utah, for the assassin. do him the same way. Yes, consequence culture, it's in full swing. Consequence culture is in full swing. Um, and I know after the live and I switch it over to public, this video over to public, um, there we go, drawing a quarter two. There we go. There we go. But everyone will see that in the description, I tagged Turning Point USA in this video. Okay. I want them to know that we are not being silent no more. We woke up, and in fact, okay, this is gonna sound kind of weird and funny. Uh, the day Charlie Kirk died, I was actually about ready to go into the store. You know, I was at a grocery store. I was about ready to go in, and I just got done looking at my phone because I was sitting in the car having a cigarette. Hit the button to turn the screen black on my phone. Went to put it in my back pocket. The screen lit up. I didn't think nothing of it. I just, whatever. Darkened it again. Was walking into the store. My phone lit up again. But nothing was there. You know, nothing was there. And I was actually talking to somebody about this. The same time that happened, it coincided with the exact time that Charlie Kirk was shot. When he was shot and killed, something happened in the universe. Yes, Carmen. Yeah, that's part of the problem. But something happened in the universe when Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. Okay, I don't know if it was the Lord sitting there sending a message to everybody saying, "Hey, everybody, wake up. We just had one of I just had one of my soldiers fall, or what?" It was just a weird moment. Um, and I didn't think nothing of it, like I said. And as I was shopping and I was getting done, um, that's when I had somebody contact me and said, "Hey, Charlie Charlie Kirk was just shot." And you know, I'm even today. It's been over a week. I am still in a state of disbelief. I keep every time I see something come up on my phone that says Charlie Kirk show for YouTube, I keep thinking, man, I get a new episode today, just to find out that it's not him, it's somebody else. I mean, I just listened to one today that was from yesterday. It had Megan Kelly doing the show. You know, we've had Megan Kelly do the show. JD Vance has done the show. Um, Ben Shapiro has done the show. Uh, Somebody else did it today, and I haven't watched it yet. But it's almost sickening that our world has turned into what we have now. It's and I can honestly say when I was growing up, yeah, we had our problems. We had our issues growing up when I was a kid. We didn't have people going out and assassinating people in front of their wife and kids, for Christ's sake. We didn't have people rejoicing somebody's murder. We just didn't. Okay? The kids that we have now, and some adults, they're sick, twisted individuals, and that is why consequence culture is in full swing right now. Okay? I would say anybody, if anybody watches this that has kids, if you want your kids to grow up properly, I'm not saying you have to go to church. I'm not saying you have to do anything. Okay? But sit down and talk to your kids. Explain to them the difference, what it means when somebody gets shot and killed in front of their wife and kids. When he was shot and hit the ground, his 3-year-old daughter tried to run to Charlie Kirk so she can hold her daddy. No child should ever have to see that. No wife should ever have to see that. Ever. Those college kids should not have had to see that. It should have never happened. So, in the grand scheme of things, whether this kid acted alone, and yes, I'm calling him a kid because he is younger than me, whether this kid acted alone or had help, he will die. He will die. He will die for what he has done. And I hope, I will say this now, I hope the day he goes to be executed, if he begs for forgiveness, it's wrong for me to say this. Sorry, Savvy, but I have to. I hope Jesus gives him the finger and he goes to hell. Because he killed a good guy. He really did. He killed the wrong person. I don't know how many people have seen that video going around of somebody asking Charlie Kirk how he wants to be remembered if it all goes away. And he literally says, if I die? And the guy repeats, well, if it all goes away. He wanted to be remembered for his faith. I think he's getting more than that. I don't think anybody at the Turning Point USA headquarters ever imagined how many kids, how many adults, how many people worldwide have started going to church, picking up a Bible, going to prayer visuals, making memorials for them. The left don't realize they just made him into this generation's Martin Luther King Jr. That's what they have done. They have turned him into Martin Luther King Jr. for this generation. A public execution of a man that was fighting for our free speech, because the left is trying to silence conservatives and the right. And this is why his widow replied with, they don't know what they have done. No, they don't. No, they do not. There are so many people that are trying to FA, and they're getting to find out. So many people that are trying to destroy all these memorials that are popping up for Charlie. And they're getting taken down. The people are. Thank you, Panzer. And yes, Carmen. He was doing the exact same thing that MLK was doing. Fighting with his words. Using his words. And unfortunately, they killed him for it. I did post a video in Discord of when Robert Kennedy made his speech the night that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. Pretty much the exact same words that Robert Kennedy spoke can be applied to today. Okay? Everything that he spoke about can be applied to today. I mean, Charlie Kirk wasn't just a guy that was going to college campuses talking about his faith, talking about kids need to, when they get a little bit older, get married, have kids. He wasn't just talking about that. He was also a civil rights person for talking about the First Amendment. So the left don't like the First Amendment. They don't like the Second Amendment. And anybody that says people that defend the Second Amendment needs to be gunned down sorry for the language, they can fuck all the way off. Okay. Um, I still have to find that Crazy Trucker Mom. I still gotta find that song. Um, but I love the First Amendment. I love the Second Amendment. I love all the amendments. And I say if the First Amendment, freedom of speech, bothers you, leave the country. Go live in Venezuela. Go live in Cuba. Go live in Palestine. Go live in Russia. Anywhere but here. Anywhere but here. Because um, you're not gonna get sympathy from me if you get smacked down by somebody that you think you can attack because they're speaking their mind and they lay you on your butt. Plain and simple. No sympathy from me. Matter of fact, I'll probably clap. Um, Not gonna lie, Crazy Trucker Mom. I like how it turned Erica into Arkansas. Um, but I'm I keep trying to rile people up. I'll go to these lefties posts talking crap about Charlie, talking about the girl from Ukraine, and I'll just put hashtag We Are Charlie Kirk. You want to talk about somebody who gets pissy? If you find I'm gonna make a deal and a bet. Try to find 3 lefties that are talking bad about anybody and just put hashtag We Are Charlie Kirk. See how bad they flip out. Uh, hey, look, Crazy Trucker Mom. If your phone starts flipping out too bad, just flip it the other way. That way it'll be straightened out. Uh, just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Um, what's going on, D? Um, no names. No names, Savvy. No names. No names. Um, just in case we get somebody watches this later on and oh hey, you know. Uh, but at some point, I want to have a big. I want to have a live where I have enough people in here that we can have a sit down discussion. Because like I said, I'm neither left, I'm neither right. I'm in the middle, but I've got conservative and liberal ideals in me. I can vote either way. You're good. You're good, D. Um, didn't miss much, but me rambling. Um, 'Cause I'd like to have somebody from the left on here. I welcome them. Uh, I totally welcome them if they're on the left. The only thing I wouldn't do is put up with any kind of trying to agitate or put a false narrative in there. But I would like somebody from the left to just sit down and have a discussion. What makes them tick? Why are they so pissy? Um, I mean, why is it that every time they think they can get away with something, that it's gonna come back at them? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I've been trying to keep from saying this, but I'm just gonna say this. And I know this is where it's gonna piss a lot of people off probably. If you're a guy who is dating a guy that's transitioning to a girl, doesn't that mean you're in a gay relationship? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. How's that? I'm asking for a friend. Um, it has been bothering me all freaking week. Um, it's like, okay, exactly, D. But I mean, I don't judge anybody's sexual orientation. I don't. I mean, if you want to be gay, be gay. I don't care. If you want to be bisexual, be bisexual. It don't bother me. The only thing I don't want it shoved on me to where it says everyone says you have to accept it. I don't have to accept anything. I really don't. We could be friends, but I don't have to accept it. I know Bug and I are friends. Okay, she identifies with the LGBTQ community. The one thing I love about Bug that she has never done. She does not shove it down. I've never seen her shove it down anybody's throat. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do that. I've never seen her do that to anybody. Okay. I mean, everybody is welcome to their own opinion on everything. Exactly, knee biter. I mean, what you do in your own home is fine, but don't force it on me. Um, and that is correct, D. Very respectful. She is very kind. I do know I had to play damage control because I left somebody a comment over on GCP's Discord, and then I dipped out afterwards, and oh damn, she was about ready to fly. She was about ready to fly over towards me to kick my ass. Yes, I had to play damage control on that one. I had to explain to her what it was why I said it, who I was saying it to. Um, I would never say that to her because she has been nothing but nice and respectful towards everybody. I mean, yes, she did say that she will defend that community if she has to, but I never see her go after anybody. Um, I mean, and as for this assassin, or I should say assassin, because, okay, my own personal beliefs, okay, he may have gone hunting a lot. But the way that shot was taken, that's like a 1 in a million shot. Okay. I think personally he may have been up there, may have been his grandfather's gun. His prints and everything are all over it. Personally though, I don't think he actually took the shot. I think somebody else took it. That's just me personally. My opinion, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm thinking that's my opinion. Um, exactly. Exactly. I mean, we do know that he had some help from people in the audience. I mean, whether the first guy that was like running towards the cops with his hands up saying he did it, he did it, whether he was actually involved or not, don't know, don't care. Uh, but then, the other person that was detained, I think all those were, I think at least one of those was a plant to get him out of there. That way he could leave and not be noticed. But unfortunately, Big Brother's everywhere. There's cameras everywhere now. I mean, you're not getting away. Um, and as for the left screaming, "Oh, he was a right wing conservative and everything." Well, he was raised in a conservative household, but then he went to college and he got radicalized by the left. Colleges are dangerous. If anybody has kids, or if anybody has kids that watches this later, keep your kids away from the colleges. Make them take online courses. Uh, do not send them into a college. Um, oh yeah, hey, that's right, knee batter. I was gonna try to show your comment. Um, but you put the CP word in there. YouTube blocked that one. Um, but yes, that's exactly right, Carmen. He was arrested for that later on, and plus he was also arrested on past charges of making terroristic threats. So there is that. You know. Um, yeah, yeah. You can't. YouTube's kind of funny, man. You can't use the CP word. You cannot use the CP word, even though that might be what he was arrested for. They kind of have an issue with that word. Um, yes, yes, D. I mean, since we're doing consequence culture, the left is getting more and more pissy. I mean, they just had somebody that was kicked off of some platform. I don't know which one it was. I think it might have been Twitch or some shit. He had like something like 1 point something million followers. Now he can't get into his Twitch account because he's an idiot. But, it's people like him and the far left radicals that are going to be going out after people. There we go, Carmen. There we go. There we go. Um, or I mean, you could always just put CP. I mean, I know what you're saying. Um, but please don't say cheese pizza because, damn it, you're gonna make me hungry for pizza. But I mean, for if you're offering a cheese pizza, make sure you put pepperoni on there and pineapple. Gotta love it. But I mean, everyone needs to be careful. Watch your backs. Do what you need to do to be safe. People are not playing around out here since they're being told, hey, your actions have consequences. I mean, they had a girl from Texas on a college campus. She's sitting there acting a fool. And then I guess she assaulted somebody while acting a fool. She got her dumb ass arrested and then expelled from college. Nice. I used to have those as a kid. Um, but I mean, the far left is waking up to a realization that actions have consequences. You can't be dumb because once it's on the internet, it's there forever, regardless. You might delete it on your end, but how many people saved that video that you put up that might be 10 seconds long of you doing something stupid, and then they post it someplace, and then it gets reposted and reposted and reposted. It's out there forever. Personally, that's why I kind of like the time frame I grew up in. And Carmen, you can vouch for this. Since we didn't have social media, we didn't have cell phones. There are some things that statutes of limitations do not cover. Um, that's right. Once it's on the net, it's there forever. But I mean, statutes of limitations for some things we may have done in our past may still be there. Okay. Um, that's why social media is going to be the downfall of the natural society because they're not going to know what to do in case of emergency. But of course, to be fair, for some people, when God said train or brains, they thought he said train and they ran. Um, yeah, me too, Carmen. I'm so glad that cell phones didn't exist back then. If you wanted to use the phone and you wanted to have privacy, you literally had to stretch that cord all the way around the corner and go into a room and shut the door. And hope to God your parents didn't get mad at you and just walk over to the receiver and click, no more phone call. Um, or hope to God somebody wasn't trying to get on the internet at that damn time. Lord knows that's a horrible sound to remember in your ear on the phone. Um, You have a good night. Yeah, there's already a zombie apocalypse. You have a good night, Panzer. Um, God dang, it got dark outside quick. And just so anybody that might be watching this later on, I'm in an undisclosed state. We'll just put it that way. Um, you'll never, you'll never find me. You won't take me alive, copper. I swear. Um, I do have to say, great job to Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, everybody at the FBI. They have done a phenomenal job on the Charlie Kirk case. Um, they did a phenomenal job for making sure the guy in North Carolina is never going to walk the streets again. Good job to Pam Bondi, her DOJ, making sure people pay the price for what they've done. Exactly, Carmen. Cordless phones, when they first came out, oh man, we thought we were in heaven at that point. Um, I mean, as the Charlie Kirk case keeps going, and more comes out, we will know the truth um, as to what happened. How did it all go wrong? Was there signs? Could there could anything have been done to prevent it? Okay. I do have to say this though. If I could go back in time and change the fact that Charlie Kirk did not lose his life on September 10th, if I was granted that one bit, I would have to turn it down. I would have to turn it down. As as painful as that seems for me to say, considering I've kind of been sitting here in a daze for the past week, I would have to say I would have to turn it down, even though I don't want to see his kids growing up without a father. I don't want to see his widow making videos, sitting there trying to keep from crying. Uh, but I would have to turn it down because it woke America up. It woke a lot of kids up on September 10th, seeing him assassinated in front of everybody. There are a lot of people in the Democratic Party that are coming out saying they're leaving the Democratic Party because of what happened. And yes, God does have a plan. We may not always know what that plan is, but He does have a plan. I mean, Charlie Kirk was a civil rights advocate. There are very few generational civil rights people that come along. The last one being in the 60s. That was weird. So you figure MLK Jr. was assassinated in 68. So we're talking pretty close to 60 years from the time that MLK was assassinated to the time Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So I figure the next one will probably be around another 60 years. Another one will be assassinated for speaking his mind. I would hope not. I hope this is the last one. But how can you sit there and reason with a group of people that want us dead? They've tried to assassinate Donald Trump twice. They got Charlie. They ended up getting Charlie Kirk because they couldn't get to Donald Trump. There was somebody that literally was telling people on a news channel, if you didn't want Charlie Kirk dead, you shouldn't have reelected Donald Trump. Got it. Um, but I'm hoping, in 50, 60 years, another generation does not have to go through this. I say get rid of both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. It's just one party. I mean, we're just one party. The human race. What is so hard about being part of the human race? There we go. Sorry, everybody, my phone came unplugged. Um, exactly, Carmen. The no party system. He did. He had a very great future ahead of him. My speculation is just me talking, my opinion. Nobody else. I'm not saying this is fact. He was 31 years old. So you figure what? 14 years. He could have ran for president of the United States. He could have ran for president of the United States. And what's amazing about that, he would have won. If Charlie Kirk would have ran for president of the United States when he could have, he would have won. I don't care what anybody says. He would have wiped the floor with everybody that would have went against him. Because he would have been standing there running on principles, morality. He would have been a great unifier. He really would have. That's what makes it so hard for me to sit here and say if I could have one wish about going back in time and changing something, this is the one thing I would not change, because if you read or if you watch everything that's coming through around the world, you got people in Poland, South Korea, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, uh, over in Japan. They're having candlelight visuals for this man. All because he spoke the truth. He spoke the truth. He spoke from his heart. He had great debates with people. And every video I ever saw of him, even when I watched his show on YouTube, he always had a smile on his face. Exactly, Carmen, and exactly, Crazy Trucker Mom. All, all, all these free countries are doing something for him. History does have a way of repeating itself. And I may not remember the Bible from front to back that much anymore. And Savvy, if you're still here, if you can, if you know which book and which verse this is from, please let me know because I remember parts of the verse. It says, "Don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil." Okay, don't let the radicals overcome you, but overcome them. Let's kill the radical left, not physically. Don't get me wrong, YouTube. I'm not advocating for violence. Not advocating for violence. But let's kill them with love and kindness. Okay? Love and kindness will be their downfall. It really will. Now I'm not saying if they attack you to take it. Please defend yourself if needed. But if they're sitting there screaming, just screaming at you and hollering, give them a smile. Give them a smile. Because even though they may be on the wrong path of life, bye, Carmen, God still loves them. Whether they want to admit it or not, God still loves them. Just like with me, you know, I'm just a lonely heathen pagan that left the church a long time ago. But I know he still loves me. I know he still loves me. He I may not pray to him all that much. I may pray to other gods, but I know he's still there. I know he's still there. I know he's still watching, waiting, waiting for the day that I walk back into a church so he can strike me down and like, not this time. Stay out of my church. I'll make you burst into flames. Um, just kidding. He would not do that. He would not do that. I mean, yeah, I joke around a lot by saying, somebody throws holy water on me, I'm gonna burst into flames or something. No, no, I won't. I'll just smoke a little bit. But I mean, we can kill the left with love and kindness and make them lose their mind. Exactly, crazy trucker mom. People are keeping their eyes open. They don't know who to be leery about. I mean, me personally, I've always kept my eyes open when it comes to people because I don't know who to trust, really. I mean, a lot of people they walk around, they're like a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, they think it's a game, but it's not. I mean, literally, you're taking people's lives in their hands. So I keep my eyes open. If I go into a truck stop and say if I go to get something to eat, if I sit down to eat, very rarely will I sit down in the restaurant to eat. I've always got my back up against the wall. My therapist says that's not normal. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't have, you know, I shouldn't worry about what may happen if it's not going to happen because chances are it won't happen. Anybody want to tell the Ukrainian girl that violence ain't going to come from behind you? All she was doing was her normal routine. Her normal routine. Get off work, get on the light train, go home. She wasn't thinking about who was behind her. Hence why I don't sit anywhere where anybody can sit behind me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's sitting behind me. So why would I want to have somebody behind me and have to worry about it? If I got my back up against the wall, I can see everybody. Ain't nobody gonna get out of my eyesight. And if anything happens, at least I'm gonna see it coming. Obviously. Um, I know. I know. I probably haven't talked much about her as I probably should have. She was a beautiful 23-year-old. Senseless murder. Nobody on the train helped her even after the attack until she literally fell down. Then people started to run over to help her. What has happened to society? Is it just people don't want to get involved? I mean, honestly, I don't understand the whole concept. Thank you, Savvy. I still feel like I'm about to throw up. Um, but I don't understand the whole concept of not getting involved. If you see somebody being attacked, whether I don't care what race they are, male, female, whatever. If you see somebody getting attacked, don't put yourself in a bad spot. But if you're willing to help, or if you can help the person out. I mean, there is no reason for it. None. If you're a guy and you see a woman being attacked for no reason, I get where a lot of guys will say, "Well, I don't want to get hurt. I've got a family or whatever at home." And what if that was your wife or your daughter and somebody said that about her? Well, I've got a family at home. I don't want to get hurt. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what party you're from. I see somebody, especially a female, getting attacked by a guy. Okay, I may lose my life, but you know what? I'm going to help. I'm going to help that person. Whether that means I lose my life or not. If I can help them to let them get away, then so be it. I'll go down swinging. I will go down swinging. Hopefully, there is more good people out there now that this has happened that will stand up and help. There, it made me sick when I seen that video and all them people sitting around both of them staring at their damn phones, not lifting a finger to help, even when he walked off, and she's sitting there on the seat crying, covering her eyes, still in shock as to what happened before she collapsed. I mean, what is the point? Where has America gone? Where has it gone to? Has it gotten to the point now to where it's only me, only I matter? Honestly, because if that's the way it is now, bring the aliens down, because I'm not going to call it an abduction. I'm going to call it a freaking rescue. I don't want to be no part of that. As for the people in Congress, the people in the Senate, I got one word for you. Actually, two words. I got two words for you. Sorry, Savvy. Sorry, crazy trucker mom. I gotta say it. Two words for the Democrats in Congress and the Senate, and the Republicans as well. Fuck off. Get your shit together. Everybody up there needs to pull their heads out of their ass. Cut this crap out. You're dividing this damn country. Dividing it. I mean, again, when I was growing up, yeah, we had our problems. We didn't have problems like this. You know what our biggest problem was? If we went to a party and whoever was supposed to be dealing with the radio started slacking off on their job and the music stopped, that was our biggest problem. I mean, we didn't have none of this racial division. We were all one. One person. We're all one race. Human race. We all bleed the same color. Unless if you're a space alien, then you might bleed green. I don't know. But we are all one race. Let's get back to being one race. I've been saying it since 2020. People can agree with me or disagree. I don't care. We have been in a cold civil war really since 2020. I've been saying that it was just going to take one spark, just one spark, and it was going to set off a new civil war. The idiot in Utah that decided to assassinate Charlie Kirk lit the fuse. I don't want it to happen. I really don't. I do not want it to happen. What I want is peace. I want peace and unity. That's it. I want everybody to just be able to live their lives. Not have to worry about what party do you belong to? Uh, what gender do you identify as? None of that. I want peace. Just plain peace. I'm hoping one day we can have it. Honestly. I mean, it may happen in my kids' lifetime. It may happen in my grandkids' lifetime. Don't know. But I would like everybody to live in peace. I'm not saying that we have to give guns up to live in peace. No, you can have guns and still live in peace. You know, as I said, I'm a big opponent for the Second Amendment. I keep hearing everybody saying we need gun control, we need gun control, we need gun control. Yes, we do. It's called mental health control. If you want to buy a gun, I honestly believe you have to go through a mental health check through a licensed psychiatrist for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. Before they can say, yes, you can buy one, or no, you can't. Because most people can hide their crazy for a few days. But you want people to show their crazy to everybody, make them go in every day for 2 weeks for a mental health evaluation. You can't hide your crazy that long. You really can't. I mean, that would cut a lot of people out. It really would. Because when it comes to mass shootings, when when everybody is down and after one's occurred, because every mass shooting is a tragedy. Okay, every mass shooting is a tragedy. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on, or anything else. Any and all mass shootings are a tragedy. It's always some lunatic that should have never gotten their hands on a weapon. Always. mean, the last one that we had up in Minnesota, a lunatic that got his hand on a weapon decided to go shoot some babies at a church slash Christian school, whatever it was. I think it was a church. Should have never had his hands on a weapon. Gun control equals mental health control. Okay? Plain and simple. I mean, hell, I probably wouldn't pass the damn mental health test. I mean, I just took my anxiety test and, it's damn near off the charts because I've been so anxious. Yes, drug hair tests, constantly, constantly. If they find, actually, if they do a hair test, a hair follicle test, I can tell you goes back 7 years. So if you've had any kind of illegal drugs in 7 years, it will show up. And that should disqualify you immediately. Alcohol testing, it's kind of harder because it doesn't stay in your system like drugs does. I mean, with the hair follicle test though, they can tell you what prescription drugs you had within the last 7 years. Um, but I mean, there's so many things that Congress and the Senate can do instead of bickering at each other. Right, liver damage does show. But there's so many things that Congress and the Senate can do besides bicker at each other. And this is why crap don't get done in Washington. It really don't. Because all they can do is just bicker at each other. Unfortunately. I mean, I like my senator, but I've sent him messages a few times saying, "Don't you have a job to do? Come on, you got a job to do. You're supposed to be representing me, not gallivanting around the world." Granted, sometimes they have to go across the country and go across the world to go meet heads of states or whatever. But why can't they get more done? It seems like they it almost seems like they're in recess more than they are in the office. Um, Matter of fact, they just tried to pass a continuing resolution to keep the government open instead of voting on it because they decide, oh, we're going to go on recess and wait for the next session. Why? I mean, normal people don't get to just take off work and be off work for 1, 2, 3 months at a time. Get your ass back to work. You have a country to run. And I've said it for years. People can disagree with me, people can agree with me. The President of the United States, he may be the head of the country, but he ain't the one running it. It's Congress and the Senate that run the country. The president is the face. Okay? If the president has to be at work 365 days a year, whether they're taking vacation or not, basically they're still at work because they can be called at any time. Why can't Congress and the Senate be at work 365 days a year? I mean, you can take Sunday off, whatever, you know, don't bother me. But there's no reason to go on a recess and say, "Oh no, we're just gonna wait till the next session to deal with everything," because well, we want to go home. I get that, but what about your job? You know, we we need we need people in Washington that are going to do their job. I know somebody said something about Trump is looking at signing something where it's going to have term limits for Congress and the Senate. Great. We need term limits. Some of them people have been in Congress and Senate for what seems like 1,000 years. Get them the hell out. I mean, you got, you know, what? Uh, uh, what's that woman that looks like Frankenstein? I mean, she literally looks like Frankenstein. You know, black woman. God dang, I can't even remember her name now. I just call her Frankenstein. Uh, Maxine Waters. There we go, Maxine Waters. Looks like she's been in Congress for 1,000 years. Get her the hell out of there. She don't need to be in there. Too damn old. Nancy Pelosi, get the hell out. You've been in there too damn long. Uh, as much as I love my senator, get out. You've been there too long. I know you still like fighting for your people. Let somebody else take over. You've been there too long. We need to flip these. We need to flip everybody that's in the Senate and in the House. And I get it why nobody wants to. Why Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and them are still in office. It's because nobody has the nerve to run against them. Nobody has the nerve to run against them because as soon as anybody tries to run against them, you got all these big donors that are going to be like, nope, 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 we need them in there. So we're gonna donate millions of dollars to their campaign to where nobody can match it and nobody else can win. But then again, how is it that people in Congress and the Senate, when they get out, they're worth millions of dollars? I mean, I don't get that. I really don't. I mean, the president of the United States gets paid less than what Congress and the Senate do. If you want to give them a salary, I say they should not get more than mm, $1,800 a month. $1,800 a month for a salary. And if the government shuts down for any reason because they can't get their crap together, they don't get paid. That's what I say. They don't get paid. They have to do their job to keep the government open. They can't do that, they don't get paid. I mean, if I don't work, I don't get paid, right? I mean, I can't just go to my employer and be like, well, I know I didn't work all this week or all this month, but you still got to pay me. No, I won't have a job very long if I try that crap. Especially with my dispatcher, she'll just laugh at me and be like, "Nope. You want money? You got to work. Um, but I will say this again for anybody that may watch this later on. If you want me to answer a question, have a debate with me, whatever. You want to drop a message in the comment section, I will answer it. If you want to have a debate with me, I'll put the link to my Discord channel in the description. That way you can join my Discord channel and we can have a debate. Thank you, Savvy. I feel so freaking sick. Uh, but again, there's no need for political violence in this world. If you don't agree with somebody and you cannot win an argument, okay, challenge accepted. Um, but if you cannot win a debate with somebody and you don't like their words, murder is not the answer. If you can't win the debate, walk away. Literally just walk away. Why ruin two lives because you got hurt that you could not win the debate? Okay, there's no need for it. And when I say ruin two lives, not only are you going to ruin somebody else's life, you're going to ruin your life. And you know, as I close this out, I am gonna quote a T-shirt that we had when I was growing up. I was actually in middle school when they first came out. Even though it was a T-shirt for a bunch of different subjects in life. One of them said, "See Dick drink, see Dick drive, see Dick die. Don't be a dick." But my favorite one was, "See Dick with Jane, see Dick with Mary, see Dick with Susie, see Dick with AIDS. Don't be a dick." That one was my favorite shirt. It really was. Okay. My point is, you need to love everybody. Don't be like Dick on them shirts. Okay. You need to love everybody. I'm not saying you have to go and give everybody a hug that you encounter. No, I'm not saying that because one, that's a little creepy. Not unless if they say you can hug them. Don't just randomly walk up to a stranger and give a stranger a hug. That's a good way to get knocked out by somebody. Say hi to people. Try to keep a smile on your face. I know in today's political environment and the way everything is, sometimes it's hard to do. I'm not gonna lie. This last week has been hard on me because I look at people, I don't look at them with hatred. I don't look at them with disgust. I look at them with pity. I look at them with pity because, as Ronald Reagan once said, one day our kids are going to have to know what it was like to live in a free society by their parents because they're not going to be free anymore. And so I look at people now and I look at them with pity because they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they are doing. I know a lot of people are scared right now of what's going on, and that's normal. Be scared. Don't be terrified. Don't lock yourself away. Be scared of what's going on because we don't know what is going to happen. Protect yourself at all costs. And just remember, when that day comes, and it's going to come for everybody, it's going to come for all of us. When that day comes, no matter what religion you are, who you pray to, you will have to stand in front of your Maker and be judged for everything that you have done in life. I will be judged. I'll be judged. I'm not perfect. I'll be judged just like every one of us. We will be judged. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Give your loved ones a hug because you never know when your last day or their last day is going to be. I imagine there is a lot of that between everyone at the Turning Point USA headquarters, and all around the world. And I'm gonna try to start something new here. I'm gonna stop saying goodbye to everybody. So instead of saying goodbye, we're gonna say we'll meet again or we'll talk again. Something other than goodbye. Because goodbye always it just sounds so final. So maybe if I start with telling everybody we'll see each other again or we'll talk again. Because we all know that day is coming. Our number was pulled a long time ago. It's already been written on when, how, where, everything. Everything's already been written on when we leave. So I'm just gonna say we will see each other again. We'll talk again. That way there's never any conflict of, well, he said goodbye and he really meant it this time. Yes and no, I mean, it all depends on how you want to look at it. But with that, everybody, I'll say I'll say this now. We will talk again. So we'll see. I'll see everybody soon. You have a great night, everybody.